I feel that people in workplaces really need self compassion. They need to address well being. And there are lots of great ways to talk about engagement without just talking. And I wanted to bring in a hands on. So I had in my mind that I wanted to do this. And I kept sort of mentioning that maybe this would be a possibility. And then last year, it actually became a possibility. I got some speaking gigs to do lunch and learns at a corporate level on speaking to yourself with kindness. I did that during Mental Health Week. And then I got an invitation to do a team building event where I actually used my management consulting skills to bring people along with writing and sketching and tapping into the body feeling, which is kind of how I do my designs, and envision what they would like their workplace to be like. So it was a Department of Environment, and their concerns were their staff didn't really know one another, and also the staff didn't have a clear sense of the vision of the work unit. So I taught them how to rug hook, and then we designed a rug based on their vision. They wanted to be out in the community. They wanted to be seen as experts. They wanted to be expanding their reach in the community. So what we did was I designed a rug, and then I actually took my equipment into their workplace, and they hooked this beautiful rug, which is now hung in their workplace, which was
Wow.
really, really.
So, how does that project relate to what people are going through now?
Well, I think people right now are feeling somewhat disconnected. We know that people who've been working from home are feeling tired and kind of burnt out. And I feel that teams really need to address engagement if they're going to continue, and also that uh, moving back into the workplace is going to be a confusing time and a time of great change and uncertainty. And I think engagement and well-being are even more important to teams at this time. In terms of the work that I've been doing during COVID, what I've been doing is doing virtual um, creative sessions. So they're creativity and journaling, not the rug hooking, and just stepping into people's staff meetings, ongoing staff meetings, and doing a 10-minute journaling session or doing a 10-minute creativity session with people over a period of 4 or 5 weeks. So that's what I've been doing to compensate right now. I think that the work that I did before COVID, which involved a lot more hands-on, will have to be modified as we go back into the workplace, because I don't think that there'll be a lot of face-to-face interactions for the next little while. So
Hmm.
one of the possibilities I have is to send sample equipment to workplaces so that people can work on it with my instruction. But basically, the rug itself will have to be hooked by me. But the way that um, the way I envision it happening would be that I would be hooking the rug and sending weekly videos to say, here's the progress, and here's what we talked about in the team building, and here's what your vision was, and here's how it's shaping up, and giving a creativity tip and exercise to go along with that. So it's still keeping people engaged in the whole process.
People can benefit from the creative part as well, rather than
Mhm.
the usual management consulting engaging type
Right.
of workshop. You're taking something that's very creative. And I am just picturing if I was in a meeting and I was getting some kind of sharing of how to be creative, it would actually help me to deal with the obvious stress in the room of everything that's going on, but also would help me to relax my mind so I might be more creative with my colleagues on what how do we resolve this rather than it be um, very consulting mode. It's very
Mhm.
much around taking creativity, allowing people to experience that creativity. So I would imagine there's a lot of people who don't realize that they've got that creativity in them. And now it's
Yeah.
an opportunity to do that. So that is
Absolutely.
wonderful.
Yeah. And I find that when you're creative in one part of your life, And creativity is really, it's not just hands-on. It's about thinking outside the box and then taking action. So it translates into business decisions. It translates into
Yes.
how do we get along? How do we restructure our workplace now that maybe people are coming in alternate days, or we only have half of our staff in at a time? That kind of thing. So it has huge spillover effects in terms of productivity and innovation, but also in terms of well-being.
Right. The two of
Yeah.
them come together
Hmm.
quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
really do need that creativity to look at something that's a completely different
Hmm.
world for all of us, right? Not just
Hmm.
some of us, but all of us. And I think
Absolutely.
bringing that creativity, allowing people to get into that mode of being creative
Hmm.
is a great way to engage people.
It's wonderful. My experience was the last team building that I did before COVID. We were at a retreat, and they were wanting people to work with someone who they didn't normally work with. So it was a collaborative project, and I had them design a 4-inch square and hook it and choose the fabrics. And it was 20 engineers and scientists, mostly men, and they were thrilled. And the fun part was they went on to their meetings after we were done, and they were still working on their rug hooking. So as they're talking, as
Ah,
they're consulting, they're walking around the room hooking. And both the managers and the staff said they'd never had a retreat that was that successful. They just, because people were just, oh, this is so much fun. Wait till I tell my mom I'm rug hooking, that kind of thing. Like, it was really, it was like a breath of fresh air, I think.